on AM 1480 WLEA, the Newsmaker Show. Here's Brian O'Neill.
Well, our guest is a little bit late, so I said to Jonathan, I said, stick around and we'll do a little chit-chat. Jonathan, thank you for staying.
Okay, little bit of chit-chat here. Okay.
I used to work, I worked for, I think, a year and a half or so in Williamsport Radio.
In Pennsylvania,
they used to do the Little League World Series. And last night, you know, I was following it a little bit on a Williamsport Radio Friends Facebook page. And I said to Troy Lee, I said, hey, do me a favor, Troy. Send me a little audio if you can. So he was nice enough, Troy at WRAK iHeart Williamsport, to send me a little audio of yesterday's final game where Louisiana won.
Here's 1-2 pitch, sharply hit, base hit, left field, making the big turn. Here's a throw to the plate, coming down the line. He's going to score, and it is a 5-0 ball game. Gavin Berry scored from second base, and the RBI, Ryan Dara. Good job making contact, hitting it to left, and it's a 5-0 ball game.
They have a couple great announcers in Ken Sawyer and Gary Chrisman, who I used to work with down in Williamsport, Jonathan.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hit it right at the shortstop, and Louisiana has won it. Stan Wiltz on the line drive out, and Louisiana has won their first ever world title, and the USA has won 3 of the last 4 and 2 in a row.
They did a great job with the broadcast there down in Williamsport. And, you know, that got me thinking of the old days, the 70s and 80s.
Yes.
Here in Hornell with the Babe Ruth tournaments they used to have.
For the full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. South Jersey fans directly beneath us here as they were last night. Here's the 3-2 pitch. He swings and misses. There's a throw down to first, and it's by the first baseman out into right field. And he's digging for second. The throw will be far too late. So Green turned and fired to Schwartz, but Schwartz couldn't field the ball. And Cliver advances to second.
So Kevin Doran on the play. I believe that's from 1981, Jonathan.
81. Wow, it's a long time ago. Huh.
Yes.
You know, I I was talking about the Little League a number of months ago. Actually, it wasn't about the Little League. It was about the American women's soccer team and how they totally destroyed their opponents. And the idea being that if you're better than your opponent, score as many times as you want to. I mean, that if you're a better team, then you're a better team. And then from there, I segued into, I was in Little League a long time ago. I was in Anastasia's Bakery. It was Anastasia's Bakery. Our uniforms were red and gray. And our arch rivals, Ernie's Gas Station. Now, Ernie's Gas Station, this is on Long Island in West Babylon. And Ernie's Gas Station's uniforms were green and gray. So ours are red and gray, theirs are green and gray. And we had this one game. Now, I couldn't hit. I could not hit a ball. You could have paid me $1,000 cash prize. I could not hit. I probably still can't hit a baseball, but I could pitch. So I kind of specialized in pitching, and as far as when I was up at bat, we just assumed it was going to be an out because I couldn't hit the ball, and that's all there is to it. So I think in all the times, I think I was in Little League for 2 years, and I probably got like 2 hits in 2 years. I just couldn't hit the ball. So we were playing this one team, and we were so far ahead. I don't know what the score was, but we were like 20-0 or something. It was terrible. And the idea was, even back then, and this is quite a long time ago, where if you scored too many points against your opponent, you would forfeit the game. For some absurd reason, I don't get that. I didn't get it then. I still don't get it. If you're better than your opponent, then score all you want. But anyway, that's me. So if we score one more home run, we forfeit the game. Just one more little home run, and we forfeit the game. Now it's my turn at bat, right? Everybody assumes I'm going to strike out or do something, really bad. So I get up there, and as I said, I've never hit the ball. I mean, in the 2 years I was in Little League, I got maybe a total of two hits. So I get up there, and I swing that bat, and I hit a home run. The only home run I ever had in the Little League. Never before did I hit a home run. And because I hit a home run, we lost the game. We forfeited the game. So I hit the ball. I'm crazy, man. I'm just running around the bases. And as I'm running around the bases, I notice everybody's kind of shuffling off of the field. And they're very disappointed. And their heads are hanging down because we lost the game. It was the strangest, the only home run I ever hit. So I hit the home run and we wound up losing the game. Oh, well, so there you go.
That's
so, yeah.
the way it goes.
That's kind of weird.
In the world of sports.
Yeah, that's the way that goes.
Did you ever call a ball game, Jonathan?
Did I ever call a ball game? Yeah, no.
That opportunity never came up?
No. I probably wouldn't be very good at calling a ball game anyway. It's a real knack. It's a real art of calling a ball game.
Yeah,
you know?
Some people are great sports announcers.
Yeah, yep. Oh, yeah.
Frank Williams comes to mind.
I guess.
Fastball line drive. There's a base hit to right center field. Could be extra bases, and it is. Marcano on his way to second base as McCoy gets it back in quickly. Curveball chopper wide of third, knocked down, and it goes into left field. A base hit on the in-between hop. Max Warner was trying to come up with it, and the ball went by him. And the pitch to the plate. Bouncing ball to third. Up with it is Warner to home one. Back to first. That's 2, 5, 2, 3. Again. Instant replay, ladies and gentlemen. The Dodgers do it again.
So Frank Williams there and a Hornell Dodgers clip.
I wonder how much coffee he drinks. I'm just kind of curious.
That was from 2017. That's a couple years old.
Okay. Well, the Frank Williams has been doing this for many, many years, and he has just as much energy, just as frantic as he was years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really change. I mean,
His voice
the guy's
doesn't
really
age
good.
at all.
No, the voice never really changes. But you figured the energy might, slip a little bit, but not Frank Williams. Oh, no. He just keeps on going.
Yeah, he does a heck of a job.
Yeah. Yep. Very good. Very good.
So there's a very interesting Facebook page that a lot of our listeners, I'm sure, either know about or are part of, and it's called You're from Hornell When.
Okay.
And there was a neat post put up last week by John Falzerano of a train coming through at around midnight.
Yes. I love that sound.
Yeah.
I just love that sound, the sound of trains.
So
that's
I thought
Hornell.
that was a great find, and thanks to John Falzerano for the audio there. I know that when different relatives come into town, they love to hear that sound.
Wherever I've lived in my life, I have always been within the sound of a train. Every place I've ever lived. And there's such a wonderful sound, the sound of a train. And even when in Alman, in greater metropolitan Alman, where we live now, we can tell when trains are going through Hornell. And by the sound, we can tell first is that, let's see, on East Avenue, at that crossing down there. And then it reaches the middle of town, and let's say it's going north. And then when it reaches at the bottom of County Route 66, when it sounds its horn there, you could tell as this train is going through Hornell exactly where it is and what crossing the engine is coming near, But that's a great sound. I mean...
Yeah, I thought so too.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. A magic sound. It makes you think of where the train's going, what's its destination, where to come from. It's a wonderful sound. Wonderful sound.
Chit-chatting with Jonathan here on the Newsmaker show this morning. We haven't heard from our guest yet. Mayor John Buckley saying this morning that Hornell and Hornell Partners for Growth are putting together a new event.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Yeah, that's coming up at the end of this or the end of next month, right? Yeah.
Yes, about a month from now. It'll be on September 28th. Today is Monday, August 26th. And this event will take place on September 28th on Main Street and Broadway. And the mayor's got quite the idea here, Mayor Buckley. It's a car show, music, food, and craft vendors. It's going to be a food contest there with a taste of the valley kind of idea, and it's going to be great.
Any event involving food is a good event. The more food, the better. Oh, yeah. I've always thought that. Lots of food. And we have a lot of restaurants here, too.
It should be very nice. They'll be doing it Broadway area, Main Street, and they're going to be having a car show. We have a lot of antique cars around here. Do you notice that on the weekends when they drive around?
Oh, yeah. And some of those cars are just, they are beautiful. They're really nice. Yeah, we got some really nice cars here. Yep.
So they're also going to have live bands. They say some of this will go to benefit the Maple City Police Club. And anybody that wants to get involved can call HPG. Call Valid HPG 324-9786. 324-9786.
And that's coming up the end of next month.
Yeah, it should be a nice event, Jonathan.
And what else have we? Well, let's see. We have the New York State Festival of Balloons in Dansville. That's coming up, let me see, this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have, what else is coming? Oh, Almond Community Days. That's coming up September 7th. And that's always fun. Man, I just love that. That is so much fun in Almond. Yeah. Uh-huh. What else have we? There was another event. What was it? Community Days. We have the Festival of Balloons in Dansville. And there was one more. And I'm drawing a blank here. Nope. I can't think of it.
Yeah, I can't help you there, but
there was another one.
Yeah, this back to the Maple City Fall Festival should be kind of a neat little event.
I wonder whose idea that was.
Mayor Buckley said this is something he's been wanting to do for a while.
Oh, yeah, it's a great idea. It's a great idea. It kind of takes you from the summer into the winter, I guess. Just a big autumn, a big fall event. Yeah, I think it's a really good idea. One thing about this area is there's so many things going on. This summer we had, of course, Newsmaker. That's right. We had Smoke in the Valley. We have, this is coming up. The yard sales in Hornell, the big, huge yard sale thing. There was Arkport Summerfest. So many things going on in this area. There's never really a lack of anything to do,
Sure.
Yeah. Great.
Well, Jonathan, we're going to take a quick break. We'll check the forecast with Rob, and we'll be right back. Thanks for staying with me, John.
The summer clearance event continues at Maple City Dodge. Get in up. Now sit down. This may be too much for you. 2019 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x4 V6 for $179 a month for 36 months. $3,900 due at signing. Is $179 a number you like? Certain 2019 Jeep Renegade Latitudes are at the same price point. See dealer for details. Maple City Dodge in Hornell. Maple City Dodge in Hornell, where you get the real deal every time.
Checking in with meteorologist Rob Carolyn on this Monday morning. Rob, what's up weather-wise?
Well, some changes, Brian, after what was a pretty decent weekend across the southern tier. High pressure hangs on this morning, stretching from western New York up into Maine. But that system's moving off to the east. Brian, we've already got some cloudiness drifting through the Great Lakes and the Ohio River Valley, and some of that will be passing through our area. So we'll go from mostly sunny weather this morning into partial sun. Temperatures today, they'll do okay. They'll be up to about 70 to 75. Not a bad day at all. Sunrise earlier this morning was at 6:30. Sunset tonight at 7:54. Now, tonight, things start to change. That system to the west gets closer. We're cloudy overnight. We're 55 to 60. Lots of cloudiness for tomorrow. We may even see a shower or two during the day. Highs will be somewhere between 70 and 75. As a front to our west gets closer tomorrow night, scattered showers will break out. Those will be 60 to 65. Showers, maybe a thunderstorm Wednesday, warmer 75 to 80. Looks like by the time we get into Thursday, we'll start to see some sun develop, Brian.
Thank you, Rob. Back with Jonathan, who's sitting around doing a little chit-chat with me here on the Newsmaker show. I guess our guest is not going to be calling in. But Jonathan,
Probably not. Not at this point.
Probably not at this point with 5 minutes left before we get to the Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity morning updates.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I was in the newsroom on
Yes.
Saturday morning, and an email came in from an attorney representing Dr. James Tracy. Now, Jim Tracy is I believe he was class of, 83, 84, one of those at Hornell High School. Went on to become a communications professor. He had a controversial blog page that had nothing to do with his teaching, but he had a controversial blog page where he had various theories about things like the Sandy Hook incident. Anyways, that got him canned from Florida Atlantic University. Well, I got an email from his attorney on Saturday morning saying that Dr. Jim Tracy is suing 4 Atlantic University law enforcement officers. I guess those would be the campus security guys. And they claimed that, the attorney claims that when Dr. Tracy was fired from Florida Atlantic University, some law enforcement officers at the school looked up in the Florida Highway database some private information about Dr. Jim Tracy, which is I believe that's a federal offense. So Dr. Tracy, from what I can tell, he's not suing the school, but he's suing the 4 officers individually. So that's quite the interesting story. I don't see that anybody else has it yet at the national level from having Googled it, but I'm sure that'll get into the news eventually.
So why was he fired in the first place?
He had a controversial blog page, and the school didn't like it. And they told him, get rid of the blog. It's controversial. A lot of people don't like it. And, yeah.
Well, what was the blog about?
Well, it's, he covers a variety of things. It's kind of, how should I describe it? Kind of like our Coast to Coast show overnights. Covered, things from the death of President Kennedy to Sandy Hook and similar events. And the school told him, get rid of the blog page. He said to the school, this has nothing to do with what I teach in the classroom. I don't teach these sorts of things in the classroom. Leave me alone. I have a right to free speech and to say what I want. And actually, from what I understood at the time, this was a big issue in the college teaching world. This was a big case because he had tenure, and the school fired him anyway, which is a pretty difficult thing to do. There was a major lawsuit down somewhere in one of the Florida courtrooms, and we've had him on from time to time on a variety of topics, usually media analysis and subjects like that. And so this is the latest. There is that Florida Atlantic University law enforcement officers are accused by Tracy of going to the database and looking up information about him during around the time that the trial and all the controversy was going on.
So what's that called? Like doxing someone? Is that what it's called?
Oh, doxing, Jonathan, is when someone, usually in the media, but it could be a private person on Facebook or Twitter, puts up the home names and the home addresses and the workplace addresses of someone that they disagree with politically. This is, I don't know exactly what the name of it is, but it would be, I guess you'd say it would have to be an abuse of power in the law enforcement.
Wow, that is kind of interesting. So, how do you get rid of somebody who's tenured? I can't.
Yeah, that was quite the case, and he had some unpopular views, conspiracy theories, and whatnot, and the school pushed for it, and I think the school got him out on a technicality, not on the conspiracy theories on his blog page. But I forget exactly what it was, but they nailed him on some technicality, some violation, some technicality.
Huh. Okay. Well, there you go. I hear a sounder in the background.
That means the Newsmaker's coming to a close. Jonathan, thanks for sticking around this morning.
Oh, sure. Anytime. Okay. See ya.
And we will see you tomorrow at 8:05, Jonathan. Stay with us for the Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity morning updates here on AM 1480 WLEA Hornell.